As the hype train pulls away from the station that is Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate, and this set comes crashing down around us, there's a few things you need to know. Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate is on fire. And not in a good way. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thanks for hanging out with me on the channel today. When you look at this set, it's large, has a lot of cards in it, very diverse, great themes and stories from Dungeons and Dragons, amazing characters a lot of people remember, and all of that together still couldn't save this set. Commander Legends 2, it should have been more than it is, but that doesn't mean it's the utter wreck that we're seeing right now out there on the secondary market. With stores not being able to sell product, cards being bottomed out. I mean, you can get an Elminster, just a basic version of him locally for $4 right now. I understand that that looks very dire and very grim to a lot of the players out there who bought those boxes. But those dragons, they're really good. They're not really falling in price. They may temporarily dip down a little bit further than what they are right now, depending on the version you have. But they're still a good card. And there's still a lot of amazing cards inside this set. Remember, Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate is a very large set. It has a lot of new cards and new mechanics out there. And when you start seeing the mythics in this set going for 50 cents to $1, there might be a few cards you want to pick up. Maybe not all of them, but it doesn't hurt to buy 4 and say I've got a play set in case something in another future set turns cards like this around. The players right now who are dumping on this set and will mention that all the amazing cards in Double Masters 2022, some of those cards should have gone in. I actually agree with you. I really believe if we had taken Dockside Extortionist and a few other cards and moved them over, we wouldn't have seen the total collapse of what's happening right now. But that's okay as well. When a set like this comes out and it gets buried like this, those people who like to collect the boxes and who open some of it and are holding on to their product, you guys can make out pretty good later on. That short-sightedness of a lot of players out there who don't look into the future and just say this set was a dumpster fire, move on to something else. There's no way I'm taking these crashing prices. I'm never buying it again. Those sets that stay sealed, that people put up on a shelf and say I'm not opening it right now, these are the types of products that start to turn around. They will sit on store shelves, the odd one being bought here or there, people looking for a dragon. That's the only card that's worth anything, right? But what's really happening is further down the line. It has nothing to do with Wizards. It has everything to do at the distribution level. When a set like this sits on a shelf and it doesn't get a second or third print run because nobody's buying it, the stores are not asking the LGS to restock it. Hey, can you get some more? Hey, can you get some more? Instead, you got the distributors asking the LGS, do you need some more? I have some extra. Do you want some more? And the store's like, nah, man, you wouldn't take mine when I told you I wanted to put it back on your shelf. So I'm not taking more of yours. It's going to sit there at your distribution level, and I'll ask you for some when I need some. So now, you have stores who have it in stock, distributors who can't get rid of it. When this happens, eventually, it goes on sale. The distributors have got to move that product on. They're going to offer it to the stores at a discount, usually the larger stores first, and they'll get it at a discounted price. The store at that point can put on a fire sale on their store and their website and offer it, instead of being $144 for a set booster here in Canada, they can say, hey, it's on for $119, it's on for $109. And that will move some boxes, but not that many, but some. And that means the distributor, back at that level, they're not asking Wizards to print more. Wizards says, oh, wow, we really missed the ball on this one. Maybe we put the sets too close together. Maybe they're just too crushed. You think so, Wizards? It's too late now. And that means that set sits there. And nobody asks for a reprint, and nobody cares. And all these cards that were like $4, $3, 50 cents will eventually actually drift up if they have any use in the secondary market, anybody's decks they're playing with, or if another card comes along and breaks them. But back to those sealed boxes. They're sitting there. Nobody's loving them. And the year has gone by, and 18 months has gone by, and Wizards pulls production and says, nobody wanted any of this, so okay, we're done. And they move on. So now you have a set that's had one print run, maybe a small restock wave, which is not nearly enough for the future if any of these cards hit it big. And then those prices on those boxes start to drift up. Maybe a couple of the cards hit it big in different formats, maybe in Commander, maybe Legacy, Vintage, Old School, whatever format you're playing in, Kitchen Table, Magic, whatever floats your boat. For a Commander product like this, there are other cards that will come along and intertwine with these D&D cards. And it will have some cards that break out. Some cards will hit it big. Happens almost in every set that I can think of in the past. People don't think about it now, but it happens later on. Just like there's cards on the reserve list right now that affect dragons that are hitting off really well as people pick them up and cause buyouts. This is what happens to the sealed product that nobody wanted. It starts getting bought up quietly, silently, and then it's gone. And then people wonder why these boxes went from 109 to 154 to 179 to 205, 220 over the next intervening years. And it's because everyone said it was trash, it was junk, it was worth nothing. Nobody wanted it. They watched it burn on the side of the road and said, I'm not saving that product. And now those few people, those outliers who said, hey, this set does have something here. Those dragons' prices aren't really being affected. It's got a fairly decent mana base. I mean, I understand opening up a pack of this. It's like playing Russian roulette. You could lose all your money in a second. I get it. I understand that. But there's always that, right? There's always something else down the line. And that's what players and people can fail to recognize. But the outliers who see it are going to grab this product. They're going to sit on it. It may not have some mega chase card. It may not have a Jeweled Lotus style card. But it has a lot of cards and a decent mana base. And if Wizards doesn't reprint these things in the next 3 or 4 years, all those cards drift up. The EV of that set starts rising and people start picking up those boxes. Quietly. Remember? Quietly. No rush. There's lots out there. But meanwhile, there's not a lot out there because it never got restocked because nobody asked for it. That's why you can't pass sets like this over. You can't just pass over and say, I don't want any of it. Buy them when they're cheap. Buy them when it crashes like this, when everything's down super low. Wait another 30, 40 days when Modern Masters 2022 is out. Wait till it's in full effect. And then you start picking up some of these cards. I've already grabbed a couple really cheap. I grabbed myself an Elminster for $4.25. I didn't have one yet. And that's a really cheap price to get it at. Volio, Monsters Compendium, there are decent cards in this set that just can't be passed over yet. Altar of Ball, wait for them to fall. Enjoy that crashing price for those of you who are going to be looking at this saying, I see potential. The confusion that many people are facing with this set is they expected more mythics. They expected a different feel to the set, and they didn't get that. It threw people off. But when you look at the prices of the set and you start looking at these cards on the screen, the Ancient Copper Dragon at $65 US, that is what the Jeweled Lotus cost. Like, we're looking at those same type of prices. Ancient Silver Dragon, Ancient Brass Dragon, but also cards like the Battle Angels of Tyr, the Ancient Gold Dragon, only $16, but that's a decent $16. When you start looking at the lower end cards like Bramble Sovereign, Vexing Puzzle Box, Blood Money, those are $3, $4, $5 cards, but these are just the mythics I'm showing you right now. Don't forget, we have a whole slew of rares within this set, and those rares add an entirely different level of value to this set. Right? When we start looking at the rares, that's where things can really change things up for this set. When you look at the Archivist, when you look at the Displacer Kitten, remember that from my top 10 video? Not to mention the Mana Pool base. We got Morphic Pool, Reflecting Pool, Luxury Suite, Sea of Clouds, Spire Garden. These are not going to stay this low that long. They will start to creep back up. But even faster if people don't crack more of the product. As long as you're aware of that and you're cool with just getting the cards you've gotten, or you're skipping the set because you don't like this set, that is totally understandable. But saying that this set has no value and it's going to crash to nothing is misplaced at best. There is value here that will keep being drawn out as the years go by. And the people that forgot about this set will have missed out on that potential revenue stream if they're the ones who usually buy sealed boxes. But wait for the deals, wait for the sales that'll come on. And for those of you looking for the single cards, pick away at the bottom of the barrel as people are dumping these cards off. I'm doing the same right now. When I bought cards this cheap, I'm going, I can pick up all these singles right now, spend 30 bucks and get like 6 or 7 of the cards I wanted. I am taking advantage of that right now because nobody seems to care about. They've all moved on to Double Masters, which again is going to be an amazing set. And because these two sets were crushed together so quickly, and they're both back to back, that's the issue people are going to have, is they've moved on thinking Double Masters is the better product. And maybe it is, but it still doesn't mean the Battle for Baldur's Gate is a horrible product. I'm glad people think that way. It lets those people who can see beyond it to really get an edge in the future on boxes of this type. I can't wait to see what everyone says in the comments section, how you guys feel about this product now it's a few weeks out and with Double Masters 2022 right there on the heels. Do you feel this set's a crash and burn, it's done? Or do you feel it's going to rise back up from the ashes like a phoenix and be worth some serious money later? That's where I think it's going to head, or at least has a good chance of heading that way, the more people ignore it. So thanks a lot for tuning in today on the channel. I hope you had a great time while you were here, as much as I had spending it with you. Enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are in the world of magic. Hey everyone, a big shout out to all the fantastic patrons on this channel. You guys are rocking it and you know it. These videos are brought to you, by you, for you. Have a great day. Hey guys, the special people, you made it till the end. You made it past the credits. Patrons, you're awesome. You guys know you're awesome. Regular viewers, of course you're amazing. Guys, you're here every day talking with me about this stuff. You know, when I look at this set now, guys, and I see some of the values crashing down, I just see opportunity. I know that's hard for some people to look at. Everyone's situation is different. But I look at a card like that Volio guy, the Itinerant Scholar. He's at, what, a 3 casting cost for a 2/3. And when he comes in, you get that token scholar book that says choose a creature type that hasn't been chosen before. Let's just say, I don't know, you choose Sliver. Then you cast another creature and, I don't know, it's a beast. And then you cast another creature and it's a Thrall. Well, it says draw a card for each of the different creature types that are on that thing. And it has hexproof, so it's kind of hard to get rid of. And that's just him coming into play. Is he really a 50-cent mythic? Is it going to stay that way? I don't know, but if it goes to $2 and you bought it for 50 cents, you've like 3x your initial investment. That's how I look at cards like this when they're this low in the set. I ask if they're going to stay there. Is there potential? And that's where I go, I don't know. But I start thinking that way. It starts getting into my head. And that's where if you have some liquidity, you can take some chances and buy a couple of these cards. I'm not saying you mortgage the bank. You don't like take out money you don't have. But if you have like $5 laying around, you buy 4 copies of this. What did it cost you? $2? A cup of coffee? But now you got 4 copies of that mythic card sitting in a binder where this card was like $4 before. And it's already at 50 cents. Look at some of the dragons that are not full art and fancy version. If you can get those for $8 to $10, if you can get a luxury suite, a Spire Garden for $5, should you buy it? If you have liquidity and you can hold on long enough to watch the prices rise, that's how I look at things. Right? And even if I'm not actually going to sell the card, maybe I am just going to trade it into a store a year from now when the price have gone back up, 2 years from now, whatever it takes. You know, or I have the deck building materials I want for future decks and I know I got it pennies on the dollar. That's how I look at sets like that. It blows my mind. I know it's just me rambling, but I get excited when I hear everyone saying, dumpster fire, oh, it's a crashing thing, oh, it's horrible. That just means there's opportunity in the flaming ruins of what's left of the set that no one likes. It happens. It happens all the time. You know, in all the time I've been playing Magic, I can name several times where it's come through and I personally have made quite a bit of money doing it. Some of it's selling, some of it buying. Think about Mox Amber. Nobody likes Mox Amber. It's ridiculous. Yeah, look where that card is now. I like using those references. So, thanks a lot for hanging out, guys. Just a few thoughts in my head when I see a lot of these cards going. I mean, Elminster for $4. I think he's worth more than $4, but I was happy to get it for $4. That's the way it is, right? Got to look for it. And then if they had a full art version, I would have got that, but they were all sold out. They were like $7. So cheap. Tash is like, what, $10 right now? Insanity. But that's good. It's good for the players who want to pick those cards up because everyone's eyeballs have moved on to Double Masters 2022. And for those of us who like to linger a little bit and kind of watch as the train wreck is there, hoping nobody's hurt, but enjoying, the fact that there's a good visual there, that's what some people are going to, pick up some cards from. So, all right. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks for chilling with me in the after effects of the after credit scene, brought to you by the awesome patrons on my channel. And if you're looking for a Patreon slot, I know there's no Patreon slots available. I'm sorry. It's the way it's going to be for now. And we're getting closer to 10K, which is awesome. I think we're what? 160? Ah, we're getting there. All right, guys. Have an awesome day today. You guys are awesome. You're hanging. Oh, wait, we're at the end. We should say something. Crash. Crash. We'll just put crash. That way I know everyone knows, because you made it right to the very end. Crash. There we go. Crash in the comments section. Yeah.